Okay, here we go. Always don't know how to work anything. Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome. We are going to talk about Epstein. Yeah, especially when I give my notes. We're going to talk about Epstein today. Jeffrey Epstein's name keeps resurfacing. No one's letting it go. Okay, Trump. And I'm going to bring up astrology and show exactly why do we keep bringing this up? In this video, I'm going to also be breaking down his natal chart. We don't have a birth time, but we do have enough tea to figure some stuff out. And the karmic cycles, power structures, and cosmic triggers that explain why this story isn't over and why we want more. Let's get into the astrology of why the truth refuses to be buried, shall we?
3, 2, 1.
I love you.
Okay. Ooh, I did something new. It just transitioned smoothly into this. Okay, so now let's get into some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Okay, I'm going to break down some of the history if you just don't know. First of all, Jeffrey Epstein was born January 20th, an Aquarius, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. We don't have a birth time. Okay, so this is what we have. I mean, I don't even know if the birth date is correct because this stuff is so shady and so secretive, you guys. We don't even know. He's an American financier, and convicted of sex offender who died in jail after under suspicious circumstances. Okay, pleading guilty and was convicted of procuring a child for prostitution and of soliciting a prostitute. He began his professional life by teaching at a school, a teacher, despite lacking a college degree. After his dismissal from the school, he entered the banking and finance sector, working at Bear Stearns in various roles. He eventually started his own firm. 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida, began investigating Epstein after a parent complained that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by Florida State Court of procuring a child for prostitution and soliciting for a prostitute. He served almost 13 months in custody. So he was guilty in the past, served some time. I hear from what I've heard from stories is that the jail was very lenient. He still went to work. He basically made them dress as like in regular clothes and to become his bodyguards, whatever. Now he got arrested again July 6th, 2019 on federal charges for trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. And then he was found dead at 6:30 a.m. Oh, I didn't see that there was a time. August 10th, 2019. We'll look at that a little bit later, but I do want you to know that I have in my private community, I'm going to go over the dates of when he was arrested. I'm going to go over the timeline, basically the tracker of the timeline, and give you the cycles here of what we have going on for Trump. For Epstein, in this video, I'm going to do his natal chart reading, and I'll try to connect it to the future. I mean, yes, the future, some predictions here. But in my private community, we're going to go over the timeline and everything so we can know some more about the situation and details, and you can see some cycles of what's happening. Okay, that's in my private community. Already created all the information, did all the research for it. I'm just trying to think, should I make it a video or a post? If you guys are here from my private community, let me know what you guys enjoy. Anyway, but here we're going to read his chart. Okay, so let's bring up the juiciness of his chart here if I can work this. Okay, so this is his chart. Actually, there's two charts on here. Let me remove, this is when he passed, but we'll remove that now. This is his natal chart. I don't have a time, you guys, okay? So understand that there is no time, but what we have here, first let me have a sip of water. How is everyone doing? Are you guys doing great? Sometimes people want to know what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like a bralette from Fenty Beauty. This top here, look at this. Look at that. It's really long. It's really almost like a dress, but it has a high split. It is a top. It is from Line by K, and I have on MAC like a lip kit from MAC. Okay. Anyway, earrings are from Amazon. Okay, so now let's talk about Epstein. Okay, so here, you guys, I want you to know we don't have a birth time. So this is at 12 a.m. that I did this birth birth chart. So if he was born at 12 a.m., okay, he has a 29-degree Capricorn sun. If he was born sometime later, same day, then he is an Aquarius, sun Aquarius, okay? So let me just tell you if he's either or, okay? So if he's a Capricorn, 29 degrees is potent, okay? It is potent. It means that he is advanced in a Capricorn energy, okay? Anyone who has any, if you look at your natal chart, if you have any planets that are 29 degrees, if they don't have bad aspects, for the most part, well, they can still have bad aspects, but for the most part, 29 degrees is like you are advanced, like you're really good at this. So you're talking about Capricorn energy. That's restriction, that's limitation, that's like greatest of all time, that's obsessed with power. This is more about your image, your public image. Also, too, Capricorn energy, the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, that's government energy. Yeah, but often signaling intensity, urgency, a closing up of ambition, of control. Yeah, climbing that ladder at any cost. Yeah, so your status, obsession with institutions, yeah, maybe even elite status or elite things. That's very giving Epstein, right? Yeah, Capricorn rules hierarchy systems. So very much involved with this energy, right? Also, too, very rigid, very corruption energy, can manipulate the rules because you understand it so well. Okay, so but if he's an Aquarius and it will be at 0 degrees here, that is very potent too. 0 degrees is like it's pure form of Aquarius. So this could be someone who's more of an outsider. They don't really fit in. Someone who's very social, someone who's very outgoing, very out of the box when it comes to things that he's trying to achieve, very futuristic, very detached emotionally as well. Could be more of a secretive experimenter. Also, too, I find that Aquarius people, for the most part, if they're aligned with their Aquarius energy, for the most part, they're very secretive. If you guys did not know that, let me know if you know any Aquarius. Thank you, Sandra, for joining us and always commenting. Yes, thank you for being here. Okay, so yeah, also a networker. Aquarius is great with networking, groups, government, and very out of the box ideas. But I'm figuring he is also to Aquarius. This is a Mars in Aquarius, but Aquarius is also like, doesn't conform to what everyone thinks of standards and traditional as well. Okay. Anyway, but so if he's a Capricorn sun, power hungry, very strategic, very calculating, obsessed with building hidden empires and controlling a system. If he's an Aquarius at 0 degrees, he could be very cold, very intelligent, highly intellectual. Yeah, wired into futuristic thinking and like not really having empathy and emotions. Okay, that's not all Aquarius who are 0 degrees, but we are talking about Epstein, so we're a little biased. Okay. All right, so that is what we have now. Another thing we have here is that you see we have some Pisces energy. Okay, let me be very clear. Whenever I see Pisces or 12th house or Neptune sitting next to something, I am like, okay, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, especially when it's someone who's of power, especially when it's a leader, and Epstein, if we're talking about P. Diddy, any of those kind of people. And we have Pisces here. It's like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Anything dealing with Pisces is dealing with secrets, addiction, is dealing with conspiracy theories, things that are very hidden. Okay. Yes. So he has a Venus in Pisces, and Venus is happy here. It's all about love. Now, also too, it can fantasize about sexuality because Pisces is very tiptoe about that intimacy and escapism, using escapism as an enjoyment to have balance, to have harmony. Yeah, blurred boundaries with a lot of things. Now, hidden too. Anything hidden and secret and behind the scenes. He's loving it, okay? Because the Venus is what you love, also what you naturally attract. You naturally attract that Pisces energy because this is Venus, right? Now it's sitting next to Mars. So Venus is really not on its own. So you can't just identify Venus on its own. You got to have that Mars element added to it. What is Mars? Mars is the planet of our sex drive, okay? It's what we pursue, it's how we achieve things, it's how we fight. And that's in Pisces. So Pisces are things hidden. So he fights when it comes to hidden things. He fights when it comes to drugs. He fights when it comes to secret addictions or any secrets. He's here to fight for it, and he naturally attracts that kind of energy. Okay, so like, what is your fantasy? How can we blur some boundaries? How can we be deceitful, because it is very deceitful, that Pisces energy. Also too controlling with compassion. You know, the Venus in Pisces is compassion, and that Mars wants to control it. It wants to take over. It's attracted. Yes. What else do we have? Hypersexual, manipulating emotions, escapism through drugs, sex, or any type of delusion, grandeur kind of energy, craving emotional, spiritual union in twisted ways. We don't know what they worship, okay? If there was any type of worshiping in that, remember, you had that mosque on that island, okay? That's very Pisces energy. Pisces is religion, Pisces is spirituality, Pisces is occult. Okay, I'm not saying that they all go hand in hand, but I'm just telling you there's good religion, bad religion, whatever. I don't know if there's a good and bad religion, but you get what I'm saying. Um, all that is sitting there. Okay, now if you also pay attention here, where's my chart? If you also pay attention, we have Juno. Now, Juno, I look at a lot of some of these asteroids when it comes to women and reading their charts, but we're gonna sit it here because it's sitting there, and I left these asteroids on here. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look at these with all these celebrities and these politicians. And Juno is the planet that shows like where you're committed to, and he's committed to the things of the secret. Okay, Juno also rules power of imbalances. It's also betrayal. It's also loyalty. It's also like your soul contract. It's also like karmic lessons. And it's all in the sign Pisces: secrets, illusions, deceptions, fogginess, things that are hidden, okay? Secret enemies, okay? So, yeah, you have this distorted relationship and having control or having action towards taking over that, okay? Power contracts with women, elite contracts, secret, unspoken, possibly maybe some spiritual or some ritual things happening here too, in regards to some kind of unions of some sort. As I'm reading this and looking at this with you guys, I'm like, it could be more of a spiritual thing. Oh, you know what else too? How they're saying it's really connected to Israel, and Israel is known to be a religious country. So also you have that tied into it with this chart reading too. Now also, what else we have is that we have Uranus is in the sign Cancer, is at 15 degrees. It's retrograding, and it's opposing this Capricorn stallion energy. Now, we don't know about the sun, so we'll leave the sun alone, but you do have that Mercury, okay? You do have Chiron. It's opposing that exactly. And then you have this here, Balkan. But Uranus itself, retrograding in Cancer, that makes me think of the secret cameras. Okay, Uranus is about the gadgets and technology in the future. It's retrograding, so the retrograde makes me think of things that are very hidden. Cancer means home. So it's like you're at home, and we got some cameras. Okay, Uranus is the awakener, it's the rebel, it's the rule breaker. Cancer is going to rewire some home, your family dynamics. It's going to make you feel like you're nurturing. And there's some disruptions when it comes to anything that's very nurturing or very home or safety kind of energy. The retrograde, Uranus retrograde energy could be like things that are very private. It makes me think of the hidden cameras. Okay, also internalizing maybe if he had any rebellious energy. We don't have a time, so I don't know what house is in. Yeah, but there could be discomfort with traditional emotional roles for him. So it's like he doesn't like family, that kind of energy, or some surprises when it comes to a surprise. You thought you felt safe? This is the planet of disruption. This is the planet of gotcha, surprise. You're not safe. That kind of energy. Now, um, oh wait, did I talk about Mars and Pisces? Mars and Pisces, action, right? This is how you achieve things. And if when it's sitting next to that Venus, it could be passive aggressive when it's trying to achieve things. Again, very elusive, very secretive. Let me see, escapism. I said that victor savior dynamics also too. Anyway, but oh. this is what I have. So this energy is really trining, right? 15 degrees. It really works well with him achieving things, okay? So the secret cameras, you feeling safe, but there's disruption in your safety. It really works with him trying to achieve what he wants, trying to achieve this imbalance here, or this balance that's or you like secretly trying to lure you in with that Venus, like, oh, doesn't this look pretty and glamorous? Oh, it's an illusion. It's actually not. Surprise. That works for him. So him having some secret surprises really works and flows, especially when it comes to all things water element, emotion, security, secrets, all that. Okay. Secret, unconventional sexual behaviors, emotional detachment from traditional roles, disharm or seducing others using emotional cues. He could have been very intuitive when trying to get someone, like, this doesn't feel right, or this feels right, because he does have that water trine here. Rewiring emotional safety. And when it comes to things that are hidden. Okay, so oh, also we have this conjunction here. Okay, when I saw this, I was like, this is very interesting, because if you look at the vibe in the sky currently, as I am going live, and this is January 15th, look, we're talking about 15 degrees, 15, 15, all that's the sign of Gemini, that degree. Anyway, but we have a conjunction currently in the sky with Neptune and Saturn, and it's in Aries. Well, here it's in Libra, and it would actually be, if this was, if we were looking at his transits currently, will actually be here, because it's more, well, it'll be here, it'll be more 0 degrees, so it's not opposing him. But when you have Saturn, Saturn is the planet of government, right? It's the planet of limitations, structure, karma, authority, consequences. When it's conjunct at Pisces, it also can mean like he has limitations with a religious energy, or he's working with the government, or there's restriction with something that is very religious or spiritual, right? So again, you have that Israel possibility, and it's in a sign Libra, so that means he could possibly have a relationship with them. Okay, so you do have that. Now Libra also is partnership, so it doesn't have to be just a partnership with a country or secret CIA. This could be CIA, because that Neptune energy is secret CIA. Also, to this Pisces energy, secret CIA. Okay, just so you know. But he could have a secret CIA partnership with the government. This is also what that means. Justice, it means partnership. What else do we have here? Powerful ability to mask corruption. That is what that also means. Institution, and covering it up and making an illusion or making it a secret. That is also what you have with this conjunction. Now, I want you to understand, everyone born around this time has that conjunction, okay? However, this is more personal to him in regards to where it is in his chart, where in regards to what time was he born, because it could have something related to his time of birth. As I was reading everything, I believe that he could be either a Cancer rising or a Capricorn rising, but I do think that there is definitely a cardinal rising. I talk about that more in my private community, so go ahead and check that out. I'm trying not to give too much away because the video will be way too long. However, if that's the case, then this conjunction would affect probably his rising sign. So that would make him make it more individualized for him. Okay. And this could possibly be in his first chart, I mean in his first house, or this could be in his seventh house. Okay, dealing with his open enemies or dealing with his partnerships as well. Okay, let me see what else we have. What else? Oh, okay. So I said that we have this conjunction now, and this also could be a cycle too, because currently in the sky we have Saturn retrograding in Aries, we have Neptune retrograding in Aries. And I talked about this in my previous video. And when you have Saturn retrograding, that means the limit and the control and the restrictions are lifted. One, when you have Neptune retrograding, that means the illusions and the secrets, we're not under a fog anymore. You can't just lie to us, Trump, and say, are we still concerned about Epstein? Oh, yes. Hello, we are. You cannot put these little fake fogs on us. The fog is lifted because Neptune is retrograding. So we currently have that. And this could be also, too, something that's dealing with the opposite, even though it's not exact, but there's something that could be dealing with the opposite. Now, also, too, he has a moon in Aries. So that means that the planets currently in the sky, this conjunction, which he has this conjunction cycle in his chart, could be sitting on his moon, okay? And the moon represents things of the past. It's being brought up. The government cannot hide these. It represents the people, the feelings, the emotions. All that is coming back. There's a ripple effect, okay? Tied to a larger network, deception involving justice and image. Also, too, this is involving justice and image, too, as well. Forcing action, exposure, and confrontation. When you have the these two planets sitting on top of his moon in Aries, everyone's like, what is this? The illusion's up. Let's see it, okay? They want the full truth. Saturn represents accountability. So who's going to be accountable? Who's investigating the secrets, things that are hidden, unsealed documents, unsealed. Where's the list? All that is representing in these two planets, which right now are sitting here on top of his moon. Just so you know, okay? That Libra Aries axis is me versus us. That kind of energy, justice versus survival, image versus instinct. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Oh, let me. Moon Aries. Okay. Because he has a moon in Aries, and it doesn't matter what time he's born, he has a moon in Aries this day. Okay. Very impulsive, very impatient. Who is the ruler of a moon in Aries? Mars. Mars is sitting over here, messing up people's balance and female energy. Okay. Mars is also in the sign Pisces, so it's very secretive. There's addictions, there's conspiracy energy here, and it's in charge of his emotions. It's in charge of how he is behind closed doors. Okay. Also, cool. There's an energy of being very competitive when you have Aries. There's an energy of being brave. There's an energy of having a temper. And not really wanting to suppress your rage. Also prone to emotional isolation. Aries moon often keeps feeling itself selfish, also too very selfish kind of energy. Let me see. Aggressive, emotionally aggressive, very impulsive, emotional predation, especially with that Venus and Pisces. Like here, you're trying to be charming and loving, but you're really like fierce and irrational. Doesn't even like to be controlled. Very selfish, singular, and also too like the first. And it makes me think like this. His energy came up first of us being aware of what's going on as a collective. Yeah. What else? Oh, Mercury. Mercury in Capricorn. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's say he doesn't have a sun in Capricorn. Let's say the sun's over here. This Mercury in Capricorn, and if you seen my reading of P. Diddy, he had Capricorn energy too. There's something up with the government and institutions and the CEOs is kind of what this represents. Okay. Now Mercury rules the mind. It's about communication. It's also strategy. Capricorn's very serious. It's very strategic. It's very structured. It's calculated. So he has this Mercury in Capricorn, and it's opposing that Uranus, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But this is about speaking authority. This is someone who's very precise. They have a purpose. They're excellent in building a system. And his system could be that Mars, remember, because this is how he fights, that Mars in Pisces conjunct that Venus, conjunct that Juno. Okay. Very dominant energy, very controlling, very hierarchy, very careful when they speak, thinking about long-term goals. And this is interesting because this is not as impulsive as the emotions. So he could have the rage. However, very strategic in the way he thinks and speaks, okay? Could be very cold. Saturn, Capricorn, very cold. Where is the emotions? You don't have the emotions. You're very cold, okay? Using knowledge, that Mercury, as a weapon or currency, like blackmailing, right? Because they want to climb that ladder, that Capricorn energy, very calculating in community. Now, in communication. Now, I don't think all people who have Mercury in Capricorn or shady. I'm reading all the bad things of Mercury and Capricorn. Okay. So you can have very positive things. Now, I do want you to know that it is sitting across this safety net, this thing of the past and sudden surprises. It is sitting, his personal planet is sitting across from that. So it makes me think someone who is very strategic with hidden cameras. It is a back and forth, a tug of war. Okay. It's like I was being strategic. The surprise didn't work. So I wonder if he filmed everything he filmed, if it didn't work, if there were some glitches. And no matter how much he tried to plan certain things, it just didn't work out for him. There wasn't a safety net. There was something always constantly brought up. To him in his past, anytime he tried to be calculated. I'm not trying to give him any flowers. I'm just saying, like, what if he wanted to be out of the system? He tried, and surprise, you're not out of the system. No, we still got you. That kind of energy. Act on instinct, cover it up with methodical planning. Could sense people's emotional weakness spots quickly with that Aries moon, and use the information strategically with that Capricorn, that Mercury in Capricorn. Raw emotion, hunger, and cold mental calculation. Now, again, we have this Aries energy. It is not yet, but it's somewhat coming into a square of this energy, just so you know. So we'll see if this gets worse as it keeps moving forward, and we'll see how his strategy and all the secrets of the government comes out for us, okay, for the collective to see. Let me see what else we have. Oh, okay, no, that's not yet. Let me see. Virgo energy. Why do I have the Virgo? What's in Virgo for him? Okay, so I was connecting it to the sky, and let me see. Currently, we have the North Node in Virgo. Okay, the North Node and the South Node in Pisces. Okay, so the North Node currently in the sky is sitting here. We have a South Node in Pisces. Actually, let me put it up. Current transits. Okay, so right now, we have the North Node. It's a Pisces moon. Okay, this is why I felt obligated to do this video. I wanted to get into the conspiracies. Let's lift the veil of the secrets, you guys. Okay, for the people. Anyway, but we have this North Node in Pisces, and it's opposing this conjunction here. Okay, first of all, side note: if we're not talking about Epstein, how are you guys doing health wise? Okay, this one is that Mars conjunct that South Node is some old health issues coming up, some old details that needed to be cleaning from the past. Something from the past is very aggressive and it's very confrontational. Yeah, it's moving fast. Something from the past in regards to health, and in regards to details, in regards to cleaning up, in regards to work, in regards to being service of others. Okay. I talk about this a little bit in my previous video of this week video, the most recent video I did live. So go ahead and check that out. But back to Epstein. So currently in the sky, we have the North Node in Pisces. And that North Node in Pisces is like the things that are hidden. We're supposed to be revealing that in the future, okay? In this current time, right? It's opposing this energy. So this Virgo is details. Where are the goddamn details, okay? Discernment. We want some tangible outcomes. Any earth sign wants tangible outcomes. We are repeating things from the past. This is how we are fighting currently. Currently, right now, there's aggression towards some past things. That's what that South Node represents. Things of the past, things that we're supposed to be letting go. We don't want to let it go. We want the details of this, okay? So that is what you have with this Mars and conjunct this, and then it's opposing justice. Okay, this one represents justice. Venus represents justice, the law. Jupiter and Venus represent the law, but this represents justice. We want some justice when it comes to these secrets, when it comes to him achieving that sex drive. Okay, that is also involving that. Okay, let me see what else. Virgo energy, truth and details, tangible proof, precision, systems. Reality over illusion, and you cannot put the fog under us. We want some proof. We want some data. We want some paperwork. The evidence, that video. They ain't working with us. That video ain't working with us, okay? And then look here, it's sextile his Uranus. It ain't working, okay? Also, too, if you notice, well, you haven't noticed, but I did the timeline in my post that I'm going to do with my community. A lot of themes during Cancer season, a lot of revelations during Cancer season, okay? So yeah, we're not just feeling the injustice with that Pisces energy. Okay, we want some results and we want some facts that stick with this Virgo energy. So that's what we have currently going on in the sky. Demanding documents, calling out for cover-ups, reconstructing any type of timelines, any type of receipts, any kind of emails, any kind of video. What you talking about? A minute of it wasn't filmed. That doesn't work with us. These are details that we're not going to skip over because we're not in the haze currently right now. Okay. Let me see. Imbalance towards us. Okay. Towards the Pisces energy. Let me see what else I have in my notes. Mars is action, conflict, violence. South Node is that past, releasing old patterns. And we want a system towards that. Let me see what else I have. Also ties. Oh, this is also public karma. This also is dealing with karma, the north and south node. Okay. Karma needs to be revealed. We're being very aggressive of past karma. That is what you have with this conjunction. Now, this one again, his Mercury is very strategic, it's very calculated, right? And sextile square trine. Oh, yes. And it's trining these energies here. Okay. It's sextile this energy, the north node, but it's trining the south node. So the collective here are trying to get the details, and we want the details of things that he felt restricted, or the authority, or his calculated thinking. We want some awareness over here. Okay, we want some. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I didn't say in his chart. Let me remove this. So, um, because some people say it's really hard to look at all this stuff. Okay. In this chart here, he has Mercury conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is the planet that deals with wounded energy. It's about healing, and it's in Capricorn. So it's like he has wounds. And there's some healing, but it's like he wants to heal them through status. He wants to heal them through power. He wants to heal them with everyone. I have the power. I have the control. I can restrict. I can control. Accountability could be an issue here, but maybe that is why he's not healed. Yeah. So he also has that. Now, Valkon is also involved here. And Valkon is really like a hypothetical planet, right? It's very esoteric with astrology, and it's about mastery, mastery through suffering, this energy here. It's also mental mastery, very precise, and it's sitting next to his Mercury. I wonder how intelligent he was. I know he didn't have any schooling or anything, but there's some type of strong intelligence when it comes to having authority and power that he had. Also, this represents suppressed pain, often shows where pain has been internalized. Kindling, very cold, very rigid, very emotionally detached as well. And you have this next to the way he thinks, the way he's communicating. I would have been scared to come across him and to threaten him or to do anything against him for his power and control, because he has this in his chart. Let me see what else we have. Plan and build complex system, control others through intellect and manipulation, hide his pain, because we got this wounded healer, behind his public image, or behind his success, or behind the restrictions that he contained. But this mind here was very cold with this planet sitting here. Okay, it was very hardened. It was very disconnect from feelings. So the things that he did, consequences where, accountability where, I don't have the emotional attachment to this. So you have that, and then it's retrograding. So it really makes me think it was more hidden, more internalized. Yeah. So you have that very dark energy there. Okay. Let me see what else we have here. Control, silence, dominant, very cold, build systems like trafficking networks while staying legally and socially protected. Also with this placement here, let me see. Okay. So currently in the sky, we have Jupiter in Cancer too. Want you to see this currently. Is this the current transit? Oh, yeah, today's the 15th. We've got Jupiter in Cancer too. Jupiter sitting very close here. Jupiter also wants, if I didn't say it earlier, the law, the justice. Okay. Jupiter is like, what's the justice for the people? How can we live together if we don't have justice from the past? That Cancer represents the past. Now, this is sitting, and it's going to oppose all these things of strategy and the coldness and him being restricted, maybe even his ego and his pride and the things that the things that he achieved, the goals that he achieved. Let me see. Jupiter in Cancer, sitting next to all these things here. First of all, Cancer wants to remember everything. So it's not going to let it go. Cancer won't let the wound close until it's completely healed. It's like, we remember, we demand emotional justice, not just facts, but justice. Okay. That is what that represents there. Let me see. Blasting open what is repressed, emotional dissociate. No. Okay. Now as Jupiter comes across closer, as it keeps moving throughout the year, it's going to oppose his Capricorn planets. I know these are things from the past, but Jupiter's in Cancer is going to bring up things from the past, and it'll bring up things from the past regarding the government, because this represents the government and all the restrictions that he had. We'll see this even further, especially as Neptune and Saturn, they're going to enter Pisces. They're going to retrograde in Pisces. We're going to get more dirt about Epstein. Okay. I'm telling you, it's going to get more dirt, because these two planets now in Aries are going to go into Pisces, and they won't be as close, but that Pisces energy is going to give us more dirt regardless of any conspiracy theories. And this is be the end of it. So we need to hurry up and close it out, especially when it comes back at 29 degrees. Okay. But this Cancer energy, let me see if I have anything. Yes, let me see if I have. Oh, I wanted to bring up Trump. Let me bring up Trump real quick, okay? Because do I have Trump's chart here? Okay. All right, let me bring up Trump. Okay, so that's what we have for Epstein. Without the time, I do think that he is a Cancer and Sun, no, a Cancer or a Capricorn rising. Okay, and I do think every time it's Cancer season, we got some tea on him. Now, the timeline I would do in my community page. We'll get into that, and I'll even do some more kitchen talk. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do a video or a post. Now, let's look at Trump now. Why does Trump want to keep this goddamn secret? Okay. Okay. First of all, he has Jupiter in Cancer, and it's sitting right on top of that Mercury. Can you guys see that? Is that too small? Let me see. I'm older. Oh, I think yes, you can see it. Okay. Now, this is sitting at 8 degrees. 8 degrees. You guys, that is a Scorpio degree. Scorpio, if you know any Scorpios, okay? Scorpio is very mysterious. It's very things of the taboo, okay? And sometimes it's very investigative. And there is a huge, huge energy of investigation of the past, and you're keeping it a secret, and you're holding some information. I believe, just from looking at this, his sun, the sun in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, this 12th house can represent, is in his 12th house, Trump's 12th house. He is a Leo rising. These things could mean that he is restricted. It almost represents jail, hospitalization. There is fear, there's insecurity with these placements. A huge, huge. Jupiter makes it huge, huge fear. Now, also, too, the 12th house can represent some endings. The 12th house can also represent hidden enemies. Okay. Also, very spiritual house too. So things of spirituality and religion. We just got to keep bringing that up so you guys can remember. This is probably why we're here. Okay. Now, I want you to understand that he has a lot of planets over here. He's got Jupiter in Libra. He's got Neptune in Libra. And these things are squaring, especially this Neptune is squaring the justice. Okay. So you got this secret relationship. That's what this represents, okay? And you're internalizing a secret relationship that no one knows that you have, but it looks like it's lifting, okay? Because Neptune is retrograding, it's opposing this energy too. So the gig is up. I think that even when Trump was running for president the first time, I think he had the same secret relationship. And if you want to know the secret relationship, then you're going to have to go somewhere else and get that information, okay? But he has a secret relationship with someone. Okay. And the secret relationship is like, if you don't shut the F up, okay, then we will make you. And it's not really working best for him, because these planets are retrograding, and this aggression and this illusion, this restriction is kind of being lifted, and there's bringing more awareness to this energy. Okay. And it's opposing his Neptune. His Neptune in Libra, his Neptune of, I'm supposed to keep things in secret and it's supposed to bring me harmony. It's not bringing me harmony. Okay. He is feeling this. He just tweeted something saying some gibberish about why he's not releasing the Epstein files, or or Obama didn't do it. Such a Cancer season thing to bring up things of the past that has nothing to do with this. And people are not aware of it. I mean, people are not here to keep it in Delulu land. Also too, that tweet, what is it called? He didn't put it on Twitter. He put it on his social media platform. This also represents that too. Now, he has some disruption coming up. we'll see what this is. This is about his party or his future. Major disruption, surprises, and that I see that it's at 0 degrees, so it's already here. It's very potent already. Yeah, maybe even just talking out of the blue, and it's like, what the hell are you saying? I think this is why he's saying this gibberish in his tweets currently. There's been 2 tweets that I've seen, and they're just really long, and they're very like, what the hell is out of the blue. So yeah, I think you have that. This Venus though is giving him some harmony. The Venus is not as positive for him as Jupiter. So Jupiter is letting him be secretive. However, it's not working best with his personal planet. So it's not doing the best. Jupiter is a very positive planet, though. Jupiter, even when it's negative, it turns out positive. So there could be some positive things coming out for him as well. I do want you to understand that Mercury is going to retrograde in Leo. And when it retrogrades in Leo, it's going to go all the way to 4 degrees. Right now, it's at 15 degrees. Let me see. Now it is at 15 degrees. It retrogrades on the 17th. See here, it's retrograding, right? No, not on yes, on the 17th. Now, but when it hits directly on top, and it doesn't have to be exactly on top, so we'll just say starting soon once it retrogrades. So around July 29th, could be way before that. Okay. There is something that's going to be secretive coming up far as his leadership. Pluto represents power, represents intensity, it represents obsession, it represents secrets, things that are very taboo, things that are very hidden, right? And they come to the surface. Transformation, discussions of death, thoughts of death, also too. Rebirth. Not death, like ending, but rebirth of some sort. So same as transition. This is not going to be good for him, I don't believe, because it's retrograding. It's something he has to repeat and re-say and redo. So there is something that in regards to leadership, in regards to his ego, in regards to his pride, in regards to, I said leadership, right? Okay. So yeah. So you have that coming up for Trump. Far as the Epstein stuff, this stuff is going to the 8th house. When these 2 planets go into the 8th house, this again is some taboo stuff. And I think we're going to get this more energy of like what's going on with Epstein. So I do think we are going to get some more information. Is it going to be the information we want? Will there be closure? I'm just going to tell you, when it's Cancer season, Jupiter is in the sign Cancer. I think we're going to get a lot of it. Will we get what we want? I'm not sure. I can't predict that. But I do know when it's Cancer season, from looking at his cycles, a lot of stuff involving Cancer affects Epstein, and Jupiter's in Cancer. And every time it was Cancer season, if we would get arrested, someone would be caught. I'm like, okay, so he must be a Cancer rising. And Jupiter's in that sign. I don't know where part of the Cancer rising it is. So I don't know if it passed or will it be passing. We shall see. But while Jupiter is in Cancer, I do think we'll get more information. And also too, because these 2 planets are going to go in Pisces, the veil is lifted. It's going to hit 29 degrees. There's going to be an urgency to close things out, and we're going to get some information. Okay. But yeah, if you guys want more, I told you I can give you more on my community. Do you guys have any questions? You can ask them and I'll look them up, far as like Trump and anything. Let's see. Will we get to know the truth under Trump's presidency on Epstein? Because I feel like we're close, you guys. Oh, we're gonna get some type of tangible results here. We're going to get some type of proof here, some type of details, evidence, physical evidence. It will be coming under Trump's presidency. Is there something we don't know about Epstein? I'll pull a card out for that. And then since I don't see any questions, and that's it. Oh, something fast. Something's going to come quick. It's going to move fast. It's going to give us some progress on the things that we don't know. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sandra, for responding. Yes, but there will be some progress. We will get some tangible results. Okay. Yeah. And while Jupiter is in Cancer, Jupiter represents justice and fairness already, right? In a huge way. And Cancer is from the past. Okay. So we will be getting that regardless. I hope this reading was enough for you guys. If you have more questions about Epstein, if you're watching this outside of the live or listening to this via podcast, don't forget to comment and let me know any questions, because then I can always do a part 2. I can add this video to something else and we can discuss it even more. Okay. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. And I never know how to end it, but here we go.
バイバイ。